Alrighty.
Hey, you guys, how are you? We are live. We are live. So it is Sunday. We're really happy to be here and just wanting to have a little bit of fun. You guys, hold on a second. Will we make sure this goes to
All our channels.
yeah, to other channels here? So
Hey, Walkabout's already in there.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
all
says
right.
boo.
He says boo.
Yep.
Hello, Walkabout. How are you? We're
Instagram is
just
live.
yeah. So for those of you who are listening on the podcast after this, we're going to be talking to people on our video show that we do every Sunday at 4 p.m. Central. All right. Hello, Charles. How are you? And it's going through to Instagram this time. Good. There we go. Ash, will you check Facebook there?
That's what I'm doing.
I think it's going to. Here we go.
This one.
Oh, I got it. It's going to start now. You have to manually do it because of Facebook.
Oh, of course you do.
Yeah. So, okie dokie.
Group. Brian.
There it goes. Should be good now on
Alright,
Facebook.
So let me see.
It's just fun. Oh, thank you, Walkabout. Yeah, we tried it last time. I mean, all these years, I guess I should have been doing it, but
It's going.
I just keep forgetting, and then life gets relaxing or stressful, and you want to relax, and you forget when you have your off time. I'm glad you're relaxing at the house. That's cool. You see the table is empty. We got the Wings of Glory game done. Actually, it went really fast, so
Bite me.
So we didn't really edit it. We're just gonna put it up, and it's fairly short if you guys want to watch that.
It's actually a full walkthrough.
Yeah, but play wise, because we did it on the
Take
simplest
that one screen off the sources
level. Yeah.
That way you can have the chat up.
You have a quiet house. That's a good deal there. Glad to
nice
hear
to
that.
have a quiet house. That's when you paint or sleep.
Paint or sleep. I see you did see that over there. I appreciate that, Walkabout. Just double checking this. So we did actually get quite a bit accomplished. Oh, Maya. Hello, Maya. That's my granddaughter watching. Pop says hi. What you doing? And hello, Mythos. How are you? You know what, Mythos? I'm going to do this for you too. Hi, Mythos. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? You been a good boy today? Because if you have, you deserve an evening in the jacuzzi, sir. Just relaxing with a drink and maybe a fire. And then when you're done, a little miniature.
Come back to reality.
Yeah. The reality thing sucks. So stay in a jacuzzi as long as you can. Oh, wow. Your wife went to Mexico with friends. So you got the house to yourself, Walkabout. It's kind of weird, huh? So what was that Tom Cruise movie? Just don't get caught running around, in your underwear. Neighbors might report you.
Oh, jeez.
That's right. Maya is my favorite miniature. And Charles says he's working on his train for a 6mm armor. And you have been a good boy, Mythos. All right. Good job, buddy. We're going to figure something out for you. We are going to give a quick little shout out to that Food for Farmers organization. If you guys want, you can go there. April Duncan was a really nice person. And I'm drinking tonight coffee, a big old mug of it from their coffee cup. So April, if you're listening, thank you for the mug. She's a good person who really tries to help out people. But yeah. Yep. See, Maya, this is what Grandpa does on his Sundays. When you're at Aunt Crystal's house. So, hi. I can be goofy for a little bit. Oh, geez. Tillamookis joins in where I'm like going like this. So he's probably going to think, oh, geez, Greg's nuts. Greetings, snow people.
Why don't
Not yet. Not snow people yet.
Volume on this one. There it is.
You turn it down. Ashley's double watching it.
No, I'm making sure it's going through.
Well, fine, be that way. So we got the Wings of Glory game done. We finished that off today. It's packed up, put away for now, but on a very simple level. So I did that. Hopefully, when people see it, those who've never played it can see that it's not a.
It's not a scary miniature game.
Yeah. The hardest part is do not fly off the map.
Like Greg almost did.
I almost did that on accident.
Well, you weren't paying attention. Put your movement in the wrong spot.
Oh, you got snow already? Walkabout? Crystal says she made the face back. She's saying hello.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Maya. This is what Grandpa's doing. Hanging out with friends. Thank you, Crystal, for turning on and letting her see what it is that we do, which is just being ourselves. So we got the game in, which is an accomplishment for us. More and more, we're able to get a little bit more gaming done. Ashley went to town on printing some miniatures. So, the one-page rules. Found the Human Defense Force and the Grimdark Future stuff, and paid for 2 of the files. And then
Got them printed.
Ashley printed them up.
Now you can't say I didn't print you anything.
Finally, after a year, my printer's being used for Greg. I'm happy.
You got stuff.
So they're here. They came out really well. Pretty detailed. Scaled about as much as we can towards 28 millimeter size.
Yeah, that was a little difficult.
That was hard to do because the file, like, I still don't understand exactly what you put in to get 28 millimeter. But we did. She printed some that were just about 3/4 the size. And when we realized that, I'm like, no, all of our terrain is scaled around. Well, not all of it, but most of it would be scaled around 28 millimeters. So we reprinted that. So I got about 23 of them that came out really nice, but that are just too small. What?
Crystal, she sent us a picture of Maya watching us.
Oh, did she? So now, what I was going to do is, but I'll offer you guys, if one of you guys wants 23 miniatures, I'm not quite sure what size they are, but they're not 28 millimeter.
They're not 28 or 25.
They're not
28
15.
or 15. I think they're somewhere in between.
They got to be around 20 maybe. I'm just guessing because the Apothecary is a big guy to use as a model reference.
Here.
But just a regular Space Marine, which is what all of our stuff is geared for. So it's close. Pull that camera over. There's no way I can show it. So I'm getting at is if one of you guys wants 23 miniatures, then I will mail them to you if you want.
Okay.
If you don't, that's okay because I will just put them up on eBay. But like I said, if you want them, maybe you could use them, Charles. I'm not sure. Hold on. So I'm going to expand this screen to make it bigger. So you can see, there you go, Ash. Whoa. You can see they're pretty close, but just not quite.
Trying to get to kind of stand
Next to it.
on the base.
It's like just off a little bit. So it isn't 20 millimeter, but it's not 28. So hold on a second, Ash. I was going to show some of the others off. So
okay.
You can show the detail off if you want, like the dog. The dog came out cool. These prints are really clean, and they're way more detailed than you can see on this crappy camera. Whoa. Flashlight. That's, we got there you go. That's a little better.
No, the camera's still screwing it up.
Well, looks about right. They're really detailed. So I got a flamethrower, grenade launcher. I mean, I got a whole set of them. But because my terrain is 28 millimeter, I'm like, it's just going to look a bit off. But if somebody wants these that they're just using for, yeah, they're not human, I know. But my terrain is all geared around that stuff, Telemachus. So roughly what I want to do is like her Tyranids she could use in it. But like I said before, I felt kind of weird proxying my Space Marines in.
Yeah, they're just Smurfs. They don't matter.
Ashley's all their Smurfs. They don't matter, but they do to me. She likes to harass me, but I would just as soon use something proper. I guess we could say it that way. They're very cool. Mythos, do you want them? I got infantry, a grenade launcher, 2 flamethrowers, a lady sergeant with a dog that will attack people. It's all for 1-page rules. I just don't have they're just slightly too small for the terrain we got. Like they're close, but not.
I keep telling him I think they would work just fine.
No,
he has to have them.
So I'm redoing a batch a little bit bigger, the way Walkabout was saying, just eyeball. So the company that did the prints is the ones, whoever it is that does
My
it
Miniature
for
Factory or something like that.
My Miniature Factory. I think that's who it is. So, but to add, the problem that we have, Telemachus, is for some reason we're not able to figure out. Like, okay, for instance, if the world's 28 millimeter, right, then your buildings are going to be this tall, your vehicles are going to be this big because everything's conformed to that universe. We haven't been able to necessarily do that, and measuring, feet to eyes. We just kind of increased it. What we did is took the scales off the end of the percentage and printed out 3 models by changing that. And so all 3 came out really close to the same, roughly same size, close enough that I can use them with the terrain, because we just have a lot of terrain that's in the 28 millimeter stuff's all Game Workshop, mostly geared orientated terrain. So we're just still kind of at a loss as to go, I got all these models. I got these STL files, which are clean. These models are
excellent,
absolutely fantastically detailed. The camera will not do them justice. And so, again, if any one of you guys want them, that's cool. I will pack them up and pay for the shipping and send them to you if you want to use them for something. If not, that's okay. I'll just throw them up on eBay or something, and all I'll sell them for is enough to get resin to keep printing. But with the 1-page rules, I'm going to go with that a lot. But I do not want to use my 40K miniatures as proxies. It just irritates the living crud out of me that I'm looking at these models that cannot do anything that they should do with those rules. Those rules are good. You just need generic offshoot something. So that's what I got was her print me out their Human Defense Force. If you look it up, I think it was $12.50 for the 1 file and $5 for the other.
I
for
felt
the
like
leader.
$20 for the 2.
And I when I save up, I'll get the $38 one that has all the files for them, and it has 2 tanks. So then I'll be able to play 1-page rules correctly. Yeah, I know they scale it a little bit different each time, Telemachus, but that's what I'm saying. These just came out slightly visually off. They're exceptionally well detailed. Right down to the straps on the backpacks and the holsters, and these are really detailed. Then the lady sergeant has her attack dog, or the hero, whatever you call her, and so on. So, anyways, yeah, she's carrying like an axe. Ashley said hers is off. I'm sorry, I got to get a better camera. That just doesn't do it. And that other one that I paid good money for, it's crap.
It's great at a distance, but as soon as you try to get close enough to show detail, it ain't worth it.
Yeah, I gotta just buy something that will work better.
We're kind of out. We're gonna have to be out.
Huh?
Oh, the money for a really good camera. get the Logitech next generation or whatever.
Where do you see that? What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying that's what we need to get is the Logitech because we've had nothing but problems with Logitech, but they're like newest one that does.
No, the Logitech works for this, but it doesn't work for trying to.
That's what I said for zooming in.
Yeah.
This one works if you're at a distance.
Yeah. So it's anyways, it's up to you guys. If you'd like some free models, then we'll give them to you. If not, let me know by the end of the show because I'll just take some pictures and throw them on eBay, and just get enough to get resin out of them. That's all I was going to try and do. Thought, well, resin is resin, right? I can reprint. Finally, I get to use my printer for something I could do. Ashley's printed the hell out of her.
I still got to print that every Titan.
Her Tyranids and stuff.
I found both Titans for free.
Yeah, you can't beat that. We talked about that last week.
No, I only had the last week. I only had
Yeah, but you got
Paradin.
it free. But you got it free, and you said that you were getting the other one.
If I could find it.
So you found it though. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. So
had to shrink it down.
But anyways, I don't have luck for Greg getting free STLs. They tend to not print my stuff at all correctly. But
that one came out okay. The one I painted.
So like if I wanted to make a 6mm, because people are playing 1-page rules in 6mm, I really don't know how small. I really don't know what to set the parameter on each model.
Tiny.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's got to be something when these manufacturers.
I had to find a 6mm figure and put it up there and start scaling it down so it's the right size.
Yeah.
That's what Chris from Jace told me to do.
I just wish it was a little easier. So, and maybe we're just missing something basic. Everybody else seems to do it no problem. We seem to have
some kind of multiplication and then dividing, and no, I don't do math.
So, but there you go. We did get a game in that we're editing. Yeah, I know that Walkabout, but what is that in the slicing software? There's nowhere to put 1/300ths in the slicing software. So it's your X, and Y, and Z axis. What are those numbers? That's what I'm having an issue with. What is 6mm transferred over to those, right? Or 1/285, which I think is what was that GHQ or CNC that make their models. Because I got the little tanks, but how do we transfer that over? So I already know that that's a scale, but in your slicing software, there's no spot. There's no way to put that in there that we can find. So you have to try to bounce it up and down. Like there's just nothing in our software that lets us do that. I wish it was easy, like point and click, like select the size you want this to be, 28mm, 15, 10, 6, whatever. And then if it would automatically just conform it, then that'd be fantastic. But yeah, I think 1/285 is the one that my 6mm models are, because people are playing it. I noticed in 6mm, so they can have bigger armies.
Yeah, but they're so freaking tiny. It's like a grain of rice for a human.
Well, it's
not going to be the same size as those tanks.
It's people that like that smaller scale. They do have a valid point because you can put.
Oh yeah, filled.
You can put a whole lot out. Yeah, on a table. So. So anyways, I'm reprinting them just slightly bigger. They're pretty close. That way, at least if they stand on the table, they look like they're in that 28mm range.
No, I still think they were the right height. It just, we went off of a Space Marine scale, and they have the armor. They're supposed to be superhuman. They're not, quote, human anymore.
Yeah, these don't look 28 to me, though, Ash.
But they might be. Where are your Cacadians or whatever they were?
Not Cacadians. They're stop.
The little green guys you have.
Yeah.
Those would be human. Those would be the right size.
So anyways, I just scaled them up a little bit to make it fit what I'm used to seeing. So we'll just mess around with it until we get it straight. That's all we're going to do. In the meantime, I got those miniatures. You guys are more than welcome to have if you'd like them. Hello, Warp Gate Studios, who's joined us on Instagram. How are you? Hopefully you're doing well. we are just chit-chatting about printer settings, and we're just kind of dumb, I guess, with it. To do that.
Oh, come on.
Can you please turn the volume off over there, babe?
Trying.
I know you keep doing that though. You're okay.
There.
You're okay. Thank you. So that's what we're trying to figure out right there. So once we get that figured out, and people have tried to help us, but I don't know. Maybe we're just dumb. So on the upside, the other batch is printing, and that's what I'm working on this week, getting them printed out and washed up and cured, and I can start getting those painted because I do have bases for them. So it will be really easy to just glue them to some bases, and then we can do some more one-page rules coming up. We also, though, the next game we're going to come up and do is going to be Alpha Strike. So we finished Wings of Glory. We'll do Alpha Strike, and Keegan is wanting to do him and Ashley battle. So we're going to go ahead and
I got it. Don't worry about it. Go.
do that too.
Why is it turning back
Poor
on?
Ashley, she's
having technical
difficulties.
Won't
over
shut
here.
itself off.
So, yeah, that's kind of what's happening there. But that is where that is at, you guys. What have you guys been working on? I've been following Charles there. He's been doing a lot of getting his stuff going.
Yep, and Brian's doing more trash trade again.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think, who was it? Was it Walkabout or was it Paint Minis? One of them just did a premiere of tanks.
So not quite sure. Yeah.
No,
I don't think it was that one. So that's where we're at, man. We've got a bit accomplished. My Invictor Warsuit model is, for the most part, done. And
go for it painting. That's what it was.
It will be. It's only lacking black. I ran out of black, so that's the only thing holding it up. I gotta just hit the game store in town and get another bottle of black paint. So that I could do some of the joints and stuff on it, and it's good to go for the next Warhammer game that we do. Oh, thank you. Walkabout says he sent us a scale converter on Instagram. Okay, I will have to check the phone there when we're done, but thank you for that. All right. That's nice to see people on Instagram over there too. So thank you guys. And to all the new members, we're very appreciative of the people that have been joining our channel. We thank you guys for that. So any suggestions or things you guys want to see, just send us an email, man, at gamerswithcoffee.com or at gmail.com. I'm sorry. And do that. Gamerswithcoffee.com is the website. You can go there and contact us too. There's a contact form there.
Yep.
There's also an About Us section for those of you who don't know. And then there is a little area for news, which will update as bigger things come up, and a link for the two charities we do, the East Texas Hoof and Paw and
Food for Farmers.
Yeah. So both of those, if you want more information on those are there also. And we're going to mention them every week because we just try to help those people and get it out and get it known. Well, hello, British Legion.
Nick.
What are you doing, Nick? How are you, sir? I like your historicals there that you went to do on your channel. So it looks good. Okay, so 28 millimeter would be shrunk down to about 19.65% to get 1/28 scale. Okay, cool. Write that down. All right, Will, real quick.
He said he sent it to us.
I know. 6.5.
I don't know if our printer does it that way.
We will
because
figure it
depending
out.
on what the model is already at, if you shrink it down to that, then I think it'll shrink it down further. I think it'll make it tiny.
Well, that's all we could do is figure it out at some point. The filament printer was easier. But I think Ashley's pretty much caught up on her. Well, you still got some models left. You got Zombicide models to paint up there, right? Is that what those are?
Yeah, the 4 that Brian sent us.
Yeah. It's about time you return to history, huh? Well, there you go. They looked really well.
We have
Anycubic
slicer.
Yeah. The slicer's Anycubic, which is a lot like, my God, is it Cora? The one I showed Keegan in the beginning.
Anycubic Photon Workshop is what it's called.
Anycubic Photon Workshop. It's like the other, pretty much. But it would be nice to get it correct because it just bugs me. Well, we're glad you're here, Nick. I know it's a little bit later where you're at than where it is for us. So we're going to, Walkabout's going to try and help us with figuring out things scaled. Well, here, you can turn this camera on and show him. There you go. Your fan getting away.
No, it's not. It's my headset.
Here, Walkabout, we'll throw up the other camera and give you an idea what it is that we are. What? I guess it won't let me.
You got to just go back over to the camera.
Oh, okay. We didn't exit it off. You're in bed? Okay. Well, cool. I'm glad you're relaxing. Does your bed, can you put like coins on the side of it and it like vibrates and shakes so you can kind of like relax and go to sleep? Here, let me make that bigger.
No, I can't get this any lower is my problem. I want to show the whole.
You could take the camera off and do it.
No. So, I mean, this is what our scaling is. And you can't see it.
There you go. I think you got too much up there. You're going to knock stuff down.
No, I'm not. You hush.
No, you don't have one of those beds. Well, come on, man. What are you doing? You got to get one. That's one of my dreams is to get one that I should just design a bed like for an adult that you just lay in it. You kind of conform it to however you're most comfortable, and then it gently sways while playing like lullaby music.
What percentage?
19.65. That's percentage. There you go.
And it knocks it down to being tiny.
Yeah, 6 millimeter.
He said that was 28 millimeter.
No, he did not. I don't think. I don't know. Ashley's very feisty, so
no. I just want to make sure I'm doing it right.
What are you doing?
So a 28 would be shrunk down to 19.65.
Put the other screen back up. That's the whole reason I put that over there. He said put 19.65.
That's what I did.
From any standard model without changing it.
You can't. To put scaled, that's what you do. You put 19.65. That's what I did. And it shrunk it down.
You're not listening to what I'm saying, babe, but never mind.
No, that's what I did.
There we go. So
28
that's what,
to 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a 6 millimeter. Okay, not 28. That's what I was confused about.
That's what I tried to tell you. He was saying 6 millimeter.
So what would be 28 then?
That depends on, yeah, what percentage makes a 28 millimeter model or a 15? That's awesome, Walkabout. Thank you for putting that in because.
No, that works to get to 6 millimeter. That works great.
Yeah.
Okay. But how do I switch it over to 28 millimeter?
So you want the percentage for 28 millimeter.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got that one, which is 106.43, which makes it that, I believe.
All right, here, hold on a second. Walkabout. Oh my God, Mythos, your grandma has one of those massage chairs that gets into all the knots. That would be awesome. That would be awesome,
that would
sir.
make it
Hold on a
back
second.
up to what it was.
The massage chair would be just fine with me. Be perfectly fine with me.
The problem with me and Greg being in having one of those chairs would be fighting over who gets it.
Here, Walkabout, I put it in a link right there, or in the link in the chat right there, because I have another tab with Facebook open for running the live through there at this point. So, all right, so maybe we'll go back to both screens for now. Until Walkabout pops in, which sounds like he's there.
Well, he was there.
There you are.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I'll explain it. You got it right first time.
Right, to get down to 16.
You have a 28 millimeter miniature, so you know it's 28 millimeter. So you know that it is approximately 156 or 150th scale, depending on the sculptor. Okay. That's 28 millimeter scale, approximately. Okay. To get 6 millimeter, you entered 19.65. And I got that from the chart that I sent you guys. Okay. And that takes the miniature down to 6 millimeter. So if you have a 6 millimeter miniature and you want to take it up to 28 millimeter, you would do the reverse. So a 28 millimeter miniature would be
a 106.435 is what we got from one of my already 28 millimeters.
What you need to know is what the original scale of the miniature is to shrink it, okay, or to make it bigger. So 156 at 1/285th, you would take the miniature and you would go, if it's an original miniature, it's 6 millimeter, 1/285th scale, because that's the actual scale. 6 millimeter is not a scale. It's a height. Okay. So 1/285th is the actual scale, and you would take the 6 millimeter miniature and put in 508.93%, and it would take you up to a 28 millimeter miniature.
508 what? Point what?
0.93.
So you can't do it. You can't do it with that miniature because it didn't originally start as a 6 millimeter miniature.
Yeah, that came way too big.
Okay. So if your miniature was 28 millimeter and you shrunk it down to 6 millimeter, all you have to do to get it back to 28 is put it at 100%. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay. So if the miniature is 6 millimeters to start with, and you want to get it up to 28 millimeter, that's the 508 whatever percent. Okay. So you have to know the miniature's
main
original scale that it was given to you, whatever.
Yeah,
Like
so basically, this is coming right out of my folder. It just says 100%, and then gave me the access and all that. But
okay, so what?
it doesn't
When
tell
you
you
bought the
actual,
miniature, what scale did it tell you that it was?
nothing. It didn't say what scale it
didn't
was.
say it,
Oh,
so
I
you
hate
could
that.
just scale them. That's how a lot of them are. They go, oh, just set the scale to what you want. And so when you do that, what we're trying to figure out is, okay, I have no point of reference. What do I put in to make it?
Okay, I got another way of helping you guys, because I've had that problem before. Tons of sculptors. I don't know why they do that, but there's a company called Printable Scenery.
Yep, I've heard of them.
Yeah, okay, and they have a tool. I'm trying to remember the name of the tool. I'm just going to their website. They have a little guy in different scales, and you put them on the print bed, and you scale your miniatures or buildings to that.
Oh.
Let's see. I can't remember where he is on here. And
that would be helpful, because a lot of ours, unless it specifically says 15 millimeter, right?
yeah,
I don't know how to scale it to approximately 15 millimeter. And that's where the frustration's been. Certain files that we bought that said this is the size it is, it comes out correct. But these are not. They're highly detailed. The miniatures, don't get me wrong, whoever did the sculpting put
Did an excellent sculpt.
right
Yeah.
down to the hair on the dog. I mean, this printer really made some detail. The problem is, it's just, and maybe I'm just being picky, but you know, when you put your stuff on the table, it just doesn't look right.
well, here's the thing. I've got miniatures from one company that says it's 28 millimeter.
Yep.
I've got miniatures from another company that says it's 28 millimeter.
Yep,
Guess what? Neither one matches up. Its body proportions is how they sculpt it. Like if you look at a Warlord miniature, Warlord Games miniature, and you look at some of their 28 mil miniatures that they've bought up from other companies, don't match their plastic sets. Because the plastic guys are bigger. It's proportions.
I noticed some of them seem to be larger than 20, like 30 or 32.
And then there's companies that what they do is what I hate that companies, and they don't use scale. They just use size. And then you get a thing going, true scale 28 millimeter, heroic 28 millimeter. And that all means all three are different sizes and body proportions. And then you got to play around.
28.
Yeah. I'm looking on their site trying to see if I can find it. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a little. And another thing you could do is if you've got a miniature that you know you like the scale of, and he's standing upright, you could save him in a file folder and just put him on the build plate every time and use him to scale the models.
That's kind of what I did. I took a Space Marine intercessor that didn't have a head or anything, but went off of kind of where the head would be and started scaling up to that. That's how I got.
The only problem with using like a Space Marine, and I think somebody brought this up in the thing here, they're huge.
They are huge, but
they're supposed to be 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to size a human to an 8 feet tall person.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that. What I did is the others were just too short. They were got to be like around 20 millimeter or something.
Yeah.
Roughly. They're too short. So the other ones aren't necessarily exactly as tall and wide, because that's what me and Ashley were talking about. But we scaled it towards more. At least now my guys, I can put them on the train I have, because she's like going to proxy on her Tyranids, which she could do with this stuff. But I don't want to proxy my Space Marines in, just because it bugs me that they can't do anything that they're supposed to do as models. And so I wanted just something generic that I could then apply the one-page rules to. You know what I mean?
So you just made me give you superhuman.
No. Because they're not the exact dimensions. They're just a little bigger to where when I go against your Tyranids, the scale looks correct. When we're on the table playing, the scale looks correct. Because if it's too small, it just people are going to pick it up. I pick it up. Other people watching the game will pick it up too. They'll be like, "Well, your guys don't seem to fit their environment." That's all.
What artist did you guys buy? I know you bought them off My Mini Factory, but what artist was
You know
selling them?
what?
If you shut mine off, I can pull it back up.
Could be somebody I've heard of.
Hold on. Why don't you just pull it back up? You can go to. You can shut that off, and then I'll just have Ashley load it up real quick.
Okay.
Don't mind the giant panda bear.
I'm just going to sign
Leave my
into my
panda
Mini Factory.
bear alone.
The panda bear is coming at you from space. Ah.
Yeah, I
So-
hate a lot of new artists are not putting the scale, and they just go there. They just throw it up there to sell it, but they're not telling you what scale they original
That's
scale
the problem
was.
we're having. That's exactly the problem we're having. Almost anything we go look at to buy, like right here, you can look at. I should pull up this one here, so you can see there's quite a bit of detail.
Oh, is it one-page rules?
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
one-page rules, and these guys here, they have when you go to buy the files, which we did, not the whole set, which I want to get the whole set because see, there's tanks up there, and you guys know I like tanks.
That's
Yeah.
Also,
So they're approximately 1/50th scale.
so they're just a little.
Is there more of a Warhammer size equivalent? And to Warhammer is I'd say about a 1/50th for human size. So if you take a 1/50th and that's what you're trying to get, but because they don't put that should be the size that the miniatures are at. They should be already at the proper scale.
really, because when you put them up, it don't look anywhere close.
Well, like
we just enlarged them a little because then they look a little bit. They're going to fit the bases more too, but they're not nearly as big as a Space Marine, even though we did it. Because you're right, the Space Marines are supposed to be taller and bigger, and the bodies are.
I've printed their miniatures before, and they're a large. They're like a 32 mil. They're like Warhammer. You know, I hate using millimeter 32 mil. I hate that. They're probably about a 1/50th, 1/48th scale for modelers.
That's the first batch we printed.
And are you saying that that's too big?
too small.
Too small.
Too small.
Yeah, it looks too small compared to everything
knees?
else.
Is he kneeling or standing?
He's kneeling.
He's
He's
kneeling.
kneeling, but here's a full size standing one. I mean, I'm just saying, to me, it didn't look right. Like, I looked at them, I'm like, this don't even look right. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I'm thinking because
that
these
should
are
be
quote
the-
human.
You guys are using it to play with 40K style miniatures, right?
Yeah, he wants to go
Then
against
that should be you should be printing it, and that should be the size.
okay.
So
That's weird.
because as far as I know, everything he does is all scaled in combination with like 40K looking miniatures. So I don't know why it would look small.
It just seems to walk about. I can't.
That's kind of weird.
I can't put my. I mean, it's just that when we scaled them up a little, I slightly enlarged them. I mean, there's not a big noticeable difference in enlargement, but there's enough that they just look more.
Because we also put them up against the 28 millimeter. Got this one that Brian sent us, which is Somicide, and they line up perfectly with him.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe because they're humans, they're gonna look a little smaller.
Well, they're supposed to be smaller. Yeah. Because everybody thinks that Marines are about the same height or just a little bit taller. No, they're like 3 feet taller than a regular human. They're supposed to be huge.
They are huge.
So I would, if you're really bothered by the size, just up the percentage, by
that's what we did.
Just 100%, so 105, 110, see what you like.
See, the ones that I first showed, I've upped them to 106.435, which is what we got off that Intercessor.
So, yeah, and they're actually still a little smaller than the Intercessor, but they look right. it looks like a human standing
He's-
next to a space marine.
Yeah, he should be
Yeah, 'cause you
towering
got
over a
6
human.
foot.
Yeah.
Yes, they tower over him.
That's why I'm wondering where your little one.
Oh, like many Warmonts, some dudes are big, some are small. Paint them up and play. Yeah, I know. I'm just picky. You know what I mean?
I mean, as long as you're
It's-
happy, I don't care whichever ones you want me to print. So we just want to make sure we're getting the right scale is what we want to try.
We
to
just want to make sure that it's kind of appropriate. So I'm okay.
Frost.
That's an Asian. Yeah. So apparently, then Mythos Ashley's. I should be lucky then. The size doesn't matter to you, right?
Why are we going down that lane?
This is the pay-per-view part. Anybody out there, if you're unhappy, go away. Yeah, that's funny, Mythos. But anyways, you know what I mean. Walk about. Maybe I'm just making too much into it. I just. Wow, these
But
look
you
great.
also, because we were trying to find your Battle Brothers or whatever they were called,
which they don't have.
They don't have them at all.
They have pages for them, which are your
Yeah,
space.
you know why they don't. You know why they don't have Battle Brothers? They don't want to get sued.
Yeah,
that's exactly why.
That's
they want you to. They want you to use, because it started out as you only used Games Workshop miniatures to play their game, and then they started making their own miniatures, and now they make their own races in the game and stuff. So
yeah, they pretty much kind of like they have, what is it called, Blessed Sisters, which is basically
it's the
Sisters of Battle. But again, it was just one of those things where it was irritating in that regard. The one-page rules are nice. That's why I said in our little review video, I like them. But
it's a blast. But it's kind of hard.
My mini factory has tons of marine-looking Battle Brothers.
We might have to go to actually their website and not One Page Rules website and see what they kind of have for like Space Marine.
Well, this Human Defense Force looks okay. They just maybe because I've been playing with Space Marine so long, they just come out.
That's exactly what it is. And also, if you've seen an Imperial Guard miniature, I'll call them Imperial Guard. I know they're not called that anymore by Games Workshop. But if you look at old Imperial Guard miniatures, or even the current ones, they're too big. Space Marines are supposed to be enormous.
Yeah, they're supposed to be
and you look at a human and you're going, oh, they're not that small. No, they're really small. Yeah. So
I knew like Space Marines are like almost twice the size of a normal human.
They're 8 feet tall in Space Marine armor.
Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be above 8 feet by the time everything's said and done. So I expected them to not be the same size. It just seemed like proportionately, it didn't look right when I put the terrain and stuff up to the scale I'm playing at. So I just increased it a little.
Yeah.
And the secondary batch just to me looks a little better.
Okay, we'll start printing it on the outside.
But that's all. I mean,
just increase the size to where you want it and paint them up, and there you go.
That's what we're gonna do. So I appreciate that help with the scale down to.
Yeah, anytime you guys need help, it's just send me a message. I've been doing this for over 10 years now, so.
Well, that's why I say this is so new to us. We rather ask people, you or not Jay's, Chris, someone who's been doing the printing stuff. Because what Chris told me was find whatever miniature, or if we're trying to do like tanks or something, take a building at that size and kind of start shrinking it down until you get the right scale basically you're looking for.
That's the easiest way to do it if you do not know the actual scale.
And see, I'm looking at it like this way, Walkabout. I always want to put a file in there and set it so it prints to the right dimensions. Instead of having to each and every single one up and down, resize it, try to match it up, because
we're
takes.
We're never going to get that unless people start using actual scale.
Yeah.
Using, like I said, there's like 3 different formats of 28 mil, depending on what company you are. There's Heroic, which is bulky and big. And you got True Scale, which is more proportional. And then you've got 28 mil, which is more like close to 25 mil. And it's just ridiculous. If you're a scale modeler like I started out being, it drives you mad.
Yeah.
And I've been 3D printing for 10 years. now, and I'm at the point where like I'm sculpting my own miniatures now.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
and
Oh, you gotta let us know what they are.
I'm self-taught for everything. I've had to learn everything by myself because there was no courses. Now there's courses now, but back then I had to teach myself how to do all this stuff. So if you need help, just ask. It's sometimes if you like to struggle while learning, like I do, apparently, but if you don't, just ask.
Well,
My grandmother always said that the answer is always no if you don't ask.
Well, no, I'd rather ask. I don't
Yeah.
profess to know everything, so I'm just like, mini warm-up. First of all, thank you, Mythos. Yeah, he says I should try to get to where I basically would like to play with them. That's what I was trying to do.
Jeffy.
And Jeffy's on.
Well, hello, Jeff from hextexh. We are just having Walkabout here help us on some of the scaling on the printer issues there. Because see, Walkabout, I've had the filament printer for a while, but we printed like dice towers. When I bought from Modifius, their Call to Arms, I bought their STLs. My son did
for the
them
building,
for like the castles and stuff.
But that was all printed on the filament
from Elder Scrolls.
Yeah,
a Call to Arms, and with that, I was able to just plug it in, and it printed it just fine because it was already set. They sent it already set for the game. And their stuff's immaculate. I had zero issues with it, very detailed. But lately, once we got this printer here, it's been just new. I've had it for a year. Mostly printed all of Ashley's bugs and stuff. I mean, that's all.
They're literally all.
Finally, I'm printing something for me, and when I first batch, I'm like, wait a minute.
Stop saying that. You have squirrels. Right. I printed you a squirrel, so you got something out of it.
Well, yeah, you printed me a squirrel phone holder.
No, yeah. And the little squirrel is sitting up there that I painted for you.
Yes, but
don't say I didn't print nothing for you.
You should have printed 100 more, and I could have sent them into battle.
Don't tell me. I have the file.
Rabid squirrels or something.
I
have the file. I'll print them.
But anyways,
no, you're gonna find that some sculptors, their 28 mil is more 32 mil Warhammer looking, and like my kid used to have a online 3D printing business on Etsy, and we had some people buy a bunch of stuff that is 28 millimeter.
Yeah.
And when they got it, they freaked out on them and started swearing at them and all kinds of stuff, saying it's not Warhammer sized. Yeah, it's not. It's 28 millimeter. Well, Warhammer is 28 millimeter. Nope, it's not. It hasn't been since the 80s.
So what size is technically Warhammer?
That's what people.
You know what? Most people say it's 32 to 36 millimeter.
So
that's a big difference.
28.
Like if you take let's say a Perry Miniatures,
why is Ashley
miniature, and you put it next to a fantasy miniature, you're gonna notice the difference.
Sorry.
Sorry, Mini Warman said, "Why is Ashley brushing Greg's long black hair?" Well, I don't have long hair.
Back hair, not black
hair.
Back.
Well, whatever. It should be long black hair, but I don't have long black
hair. We finally found the back scratcher our 2-year-old granddaughter hid from us because she loves it.
Look at that sucker.
So I'm scratching the back for him.
$3.
I'm dying.
That's an
here.
investment, people, right there.
We had to buy the metal one because he keeps breaking the wood ones.
Yeah. Mainly because I cannot trim my back hair. Many more money.
I'll do it.
No, I don't trust you.
Big designs in it.
I didn't know you can part back hair. You can if it's long enough, right? That's why I don't go in pools. It's embarrassing. Cool. Charles says he's got a 6 millimeter big coming out soon to show everybody where he's at.
That's cool.
A dreadnought. Yes. I need to print one of those. But I am almost done with my Invictor Warsuit mini Warmont or Frosted Fist. I've just got to go.
If I have the files, I'll print it. I found that little one, so I'm wondering if I figure out what size that little one was and blow it up, because that was like a 6mm.
Telemachus back hair dreadlocks. Yeah,
that'd be a little disturbing.
Yeah, man.
That would be disturbing.
Mythos, that little guy I sent you, is that a 6mm dreadnought?
Oh, you sent him the little baby
I
one?
sent him the little baby one.
Painted it up, yeah. Yeah, I think that's scaled 6mm
because if that's scaled 6mm and I take it up to 1 something or 508, whatever.
I think it's 506 point something. Yeah, or something like that.
Something to that effect. We could try scaling it up and making it, because then there's a dreadnought.
And then I could print it out that way.
Anyways, all I want to do is get a side army so that I could, play the one.
You just don't want your Smurfs to lose again.
It's not that I don't want my Smurfs to lose. I just don't want to put them out there and have them not be able to do what they're holding. They're holding all sorts of stuff I can't use in that game. And the stats are not the same. So it just annoys me. So I'd rather just have a fresh group. Okay, I got these guys. I can sit there old school, write down what their attributes and stuff are and go play.
I've actually heard that people that play one-page rules prefer to start a whole new army if they were playing 40K. And the reason for that is basically the stuff's not the same. It doesn't work the same as my old army. So your idea of starting another new army afresh is a good idea, from what I can tell.
It's just like I said. I didn't know maybe too many other people are doing it. It's just you can't look at this group that can do this and do this kind of damage, but then they're just wiped out and they can't do the damage they would normally be able to do. And I know it's a different rule set, but you're just looking at these models and knowing what they can do. They're better I'd rather keep them with Warhammer. Then this gives me an excuse to justify that I bought that printer a year ago. So print me up a little army. Now
I've gotten more out of that printer since we bought it.
You have. You got these. Look at that giant dragon thing.
It's not even the right size.
I know, but it's still giant. It's still giant, So I'm still disturbed by the back hair dreadlocks that Telemachus came up with. You guys come up with some really cool stuff, man. It's disturbing, but yeah. So thank you, Walkabout. That was just a thing. And when you try to get files and they tell you, oh, just set the scale. Well,
what's the scale?
Where do I go from what you gave me to there? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's what we were trying to figure out. And almost all of them are that way anymore when you look at it.
Yeah, and getting them off of Colts or any of those, it's kind of hard. Yeah, they might go and say, oh, it's a 6mm, but the 6mm is like twice as big as what a normal 6mm is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if you also, the thing is I've done this myself, is if somebody posts something up and they don't put a scale on it, I send them a message. I say, hey, what is the original model that I've bought scaled at? And most of the time the artists still go, oh, it's this, and send me that number.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Some, they don't even know what they're scaling it at. And I'm like, you should probably think about doing that.
Yeah, they should know what it is to set it out, because it makes it a pain. But long story short, I'll be able to at least have a nice fresh army that I can, that's geared for that rule set. That's not costing an arm and a leg again. That I can it gives me more to paint too. But I'd rather just keep my Space Marines with my Warhammer stuff when I play that, because of the visual aspect to it.
Maybe I'll do the rats.
You want to do the Ratmen?
Why not?
I don't care. One of my guys has a flamethrower, so I can deal with rats. I don't know. Ashley gets very, very competitive when she gets.
It's a giant squirrel! Okay, I want to do the rats.
There's a giant squirrel in there.
That's a freaking squirrel!
That looks like a mole.
That's a squirrel. Look at the tail.
Okay.
And a fox.
I think it's wrong if they've harnessed the power of squirrels, but you know, if
That
they
is
have,
a squirrel.
yep.
Those are squirrels.
Oh man, his face looks like an evil version of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I'm doing the
cartoon.
Rat Man.
He looks like he's got the flying goggles on like Rocky. I'm like, okay.
Okay, I'll be doing the Rat Man.
Well, I gotta run, guys.
Well, thank you, Walkabout, for coming on
Anytime.
and having a nice conversation and a few laughs. And
Okay. Yeah.
so-
I'm sore from laughing about the hair.
yeah, Minnie Warmut. Thanks, man. Now that's going to start circulating. If I get some email, you're the guy with the back hair, I know who to go talk to then.
Okay, guys. Have a great day.
All right,
Bye.
yeah. Have a good
Bye.
day, man. Well, thanks, Walkabout, for coming on, man. That was very nice of you.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Thank
gonna
you,
do the
Minnie
squirrels.
Warmut, for bringing up back hair and Tomicus. That is just scary. But yeah, I guess if it was long enough for her to brush it and part it, then we could put it in dreadlocks. That would be scary, somewhat. So
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do the rats. That one has a bell on.
he's got a bell and he's got a little banner.
Ah,
You may as well.
they're cute.
Yeah. What do they do?
I don't know. I'll have to print out their paperwork.
I don't know. So the one-page rules that Minnie Warmut sent us in that direction on, they do work out pretty good. And you're right, Minnie Warmut, that they literally are a good set of rules. Really a good set of rules. So there we go. There we go, people. I'm sorry about that insanity and craziness, but
Foxes.
I'll show you. That's obviously
A fox.
fox, yeah.
They got a catapult.
Yeah, so they're kind of like orcs. It looks like a lot like orcs been turned over. See that? That looks all orcish, but you turn them into rats.
Basically.
Yeah, there you go. That's some interesting spiky look. You would like that, Ashley.
I think I would.
Hey, if any of you guys are using
And $114.
Restream, I just got a notification that they're doing 50% off on their yearly plans through Black Friday. So that would be cool. It's a good. I like this service, and if you do want to do it, then yes, I got a referral link to get you $10 and me $10. So ask me first if you want that. If not, I would go do it anyways because this is a pretty good service. Works very well, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Shut mine off.
I can shut yours off now. All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to print out the Ratman and see what kind of. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. So
That'd be something completely different than I've ever done.
yeah, but Charles could relate to that because he does all sorts of oddball kind of armies, and so Ratman would be cool.
Well, I mean, there's even one on there. It's a robot clan. They look like Necron for Keegan if he wanted to do something like that.
Yeah.
If he wants to buy them, I'll print them out for him. I have the printer.
Yeah. So the printing thing has been fun. So we've accomplished a game, Jeff, and that's getting edited as today. And we've accomplished printing, and we've accomplished putting together stuff this week and painting. So actually this week we've got a lot done for us. We've been able to get a lot done. So, which is more than normal. And we
Do
appreciate
the
that.
jackals. What are the jackals? Aren't those like dogs?
I don't know. Go back and look. Well, like a hyena type of thing. Oh, pardon me. I don't even see that comment on my screen. No, not there.
Oh.
Well, they do have nice, very nice STL files, on one-page rules.
jackals. Let's see. Vampire jackals.
Did you find them? Now she's gonna look it up and see. Who said that?
This is just one model. Yeah, they're like dogs.
Yeah, they do look like jackals, don't they? Dogs, right? Well, they got all sorts of stuff too. Oh wow!
Doesn't seem like they have a big. That's a dinosaur.
Kind of looks like a cross between a dinosaur and a dog. See how it's... That's some weird stuff. Yeah.
They don't really have a big group. Oh, wait, yes, they do. Come on.
Well, some people have tried to comment on Facebook, and when I go to that, it says it's blocked 14 words from appearing on my live video comments. Okay. I don't know what people were trying to say, but apparently it blocked them out of there.
That's the train. I don't want the train. I want army. $92? That's not too bad.
So the whole army bundle looks like a whole lot. That's a lot to it. They got quite a few armies there. You could take a look at it and see what you think.
32, 42, 50, 60, 74, 79, 82, 92, 94, 102 models
Oh, okay.
in this bundle. That's not bad whatsoever.
Well, for Facebook here, I'll go ahead and shut that part down on... It looks like it's blocking too many words or something. Because we're getting likes over there, but it's blocking people saying anything. Oh, gotta love that. So,
Because I want this army of the rat. What comes out of that?
all right, let me check something on your
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So when you're looking over there, who's making comments? What was the last comment made?
On what?
Our stream on YouTube.
Charles. I got 67 rats, some big, some small, some armed.
I don't have that anywhere over here.
It's like lagging or something.
Well, yeah.
Huh. Oh,
What?
Mythos went and said the one that he's already sent us,
Yeah.
that I painted for your dreadnought.
Yeah.
That offset one.
Yeah, but isn't it,
Well, that's weird that it's lagging like that.
well, something's not right. But well, hello, Hans, Team Yankee. He joined. Hans, I've followed him on stuff with Team Yankee there, or at least I've seen his stuff. Hello, so that's one thing we got to get back to doing too, is playing Team Yankee at some point.
Yeah.
Got a big enough army to do it, so.
So that's weird. It is. It's stuck. The video's still going, but the chat's stuck.
Yeah.
Huh.
Huh.
I have no idea what's going on.
No, not sure either. It's not showing me, so then you'll have to catch me up there, Ash. Because that's... Charles has 67 rats, he says.
Some big, some small,
big.
some armed.
That's quite a few of them to have there, Charles, but that's cool.
And
I mean,
Brian left. He's going back to the Chiefs game.
Oh, is there a game?
I'm
Go ahead
assuming.
there. Have a good evening, Brian. Well, if there's, I didn't know there was a football game on or whatnot. So, what?
Tomacus. At least I didn't say cornrows.
Yeah, Telemachus, thank you. At least you didn't say cornrows. That's cool.
That would hurt.
I don't have back hair like that, anyways.
No.
It's yeah, I appreciate the hairstyling ideas, though. I mean, you never know. Let's see. So Instagram, I can't. I have people there, but there we go. So anyways, you guys, thank you for being patient with us there while we checked that out. And for those of you that were listening on Facebook, we appreciate it. But for whatever reason, it kept saying, Facebook was saying it was blocking comments. So I don't know why,
knows?
but that's annoying.
Technology. Go
Yeah.
figure.
14 blocked comments is a lot to, words is a lot to block when people are trying to make comments, you know.
Yeah.
So makes it difficult sometimes streaming to Facebook. That's because of Facebook's kind of acts up that way a bit. But anyways, you guys, it's been a pretty fun show. I'm glad Walkabout came on.
Yeah, that helped a lot about the thing,
Scaling
so.
there, and but I think we've got a lot to do this upcoming week. So look for our World War I Wings of Glory video will come out, and remember, it's purposely done simply. It's just two planes, a dogfight on the map to show people how it's done. We explain it a little bit, get you some background information on the pilots, because the game is based off of real pilots.
Mhm.
And I thought that's pretty cool. There's a lot of history to it if you want to look into who they are.
Oh yeah, I went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you could go ahead and check on the pilots in the game. It's pretty cool. So that one will be out here. Well, I'm going to try to get it finished, edited up tonight, and get it out within the next day or two. And the next thing we'll do is Alpha Strike. That'll be the next game we throw down on the table. Keegan's coming over to throw down a game during the week. This week it'll be between him and Ashley.
And we also got.
But what is it? It's not going to be. It's going to be Kill Team, isn't it?
Yeah, in the tunnels, basically.
So they're going to do Kill Team. No boarding action, I think, is what he's using. The boarding action.
Boarding action.
Yeah. So it'll be some of that. So hopefully we'll get those two things accomplished.
And then also Thursday we have our Twilight as well.
Yeah, Thursday we have the live RPG, the Twilight 2000 that we'll do. And I got miniatures now to paint. So
yeah, you just got to depend on which one you want.
I'm almost done with this guy here. He's pretty much coming along. I know he's missing arms, but I need some.
It's all pulled apart right now.
Well, I need some black paint to do the joints the way it looks on the book there on the cover of the box, and put the decals on. And then this Victor Warsuit's about 85% done at this rate. So I've got to finish him up, and then I think these future Defense Force guys, I will go ahead and do more of a green kind of. I don't know, maybe like some sort of camouflage. I'll figure it out. Although the masks are kind of like Halo, looks like a Spartan.
I say that's what I was thinking. I thought you were gonna.
Yeah,
with Halo.
looks kind of like that. So we'll go ahead and get that done. So we got a lot done and a lot to do. So it's been a good week, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with us on the weekend like this. It ends our week in a positive note, and it starts the work period on a positive note. So I'm always in a better mood when I'm done. We'll cut it a little short tonight just because got a lot to do for work tomorrow. I got some big changes at work coming this week, and a lot of things going
I
on.
don't want to go to work.
But Ashley's, they keep
Jacking my schedule.
jacking her shift around, so it's very difficult to figure out time off to do things too. So, but I appreciate all you guys, and I thank all you guys for showing up and for just being there, helping us out, and giving us ideas.
Yep, we're at 1.62
What is?
subscribers.
Oh yeah, we and all the new people who've joined the last couple months.
We appreciate it.
We're glad you guys are here. Just send us an email, or if you join our group on Facebook, give us some ideas on what you'd like to see done.
Sorry.
Or if you guys want to come on the show and say hi, you can do that.
Everyone is welcome.
Yeah, everybody's welcome to do that. Charles, we got him on. We were the first person to get Charles on live. We'll have to try to drag him out one more time sometime. He's got some good things he's doing on his
Charles
table.
says thank you.
Plus, Charles posts his breakfast, which I completely relate to that. Gaming and food just kind of goes hand in hand. So,
Always.
yeah. But, yeah, you're welcome, Charles. But anyways, you guys, we're going to let you go. You guys have a good night. I appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Until then, take care of yourselves and your family and friends, and put that stuff first. You know, you only got one life, so use it wisely.
And never be ashamed of your addictions.
Yeah, don't be ashamed to be a gamer, please. We're not ashamed.
No, never. We just fight over who's better.
We don't fight. You just brag. I just don't fight back.
Because you know you're wrong.
Oh, see. Yeah.
All right, guys. Till
All right.
next week.
We'll see you
Bye.
later.